This morning, an ROV, or remote operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. The ROV subsequently found additional debris. In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Upon this determination, we immediately notified the families. On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families. I can only imagine what this has been like for them, and I hope that this discovery provides some solace during this difficult time. Additionally, we've been in close contact with the British and French consuls general to ensure that they are fully apprised and that their concerns are being addressed. The outpouring of support in this highly complex search operation has been robust and immensely appreciated. We are grateful for the rapid mobilization of experts on the undersea search and rescue, and we thank all of the agencies and personnel for their role in the response. We're also incredibly grateful for the full spectrum of international assistance that's been provided. The ROVs will remain on scene and continue to gather information. Again, our most heartfelt condolences go out to the loved ones of the crew. We'll now take questions.
Can you talk about the delay
This was a incredibly complex case, and we're still working to develop the details for the timeline involved with this casualty and the response. And so we'll provide that information.
The recovery of the body.
What other debris have you found? And have you found any trace of those who were?
So this is an incredibly complex operating environment on the seafloor, over 2 miles beneath the surface. And so the remote operating vehicle has been searching, and it is highly capable. And we've been able to classify parts of the pressure chamber for the Titan submersible. Let me refer to one of my undersea experts here, Mr. Paul Hankin, to talk about the nature of some of the debris.
Thank you, Admiral. So essentially, we found 5 different major pieces of debris that told us that it was the remains of the Titan. The initial thing we found was the nose cone, which was outside of the pressure hull. We then found a large debris field. Within that large debris field, we found the front end bell of the pressure hull. That was the first indication that there was a catastrophic event. Shortly thereafter, we found a second smaller debris field. Within that debris field, we found
Hey, what up, everybody? This y'all Shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day. Hey, let's talk about it, right? I was trying to edit my little thing right here. It's supposed to be an open panel, but it won't let me edit, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm about to share the screen again. Hey, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the latest topic, the submarine, the Titanic, and much more, right? So we all know that 5 millionaires paid to get on a submarine to, look at the wreckage of the Titanic. Why and who and why in their right minds would do this? My condolences go out to their families. But these people sat here and they knew what they was getting into. And the reason I say that is because they signed a waiver when they got into, what errors? Let me see. Oh, I see what's going on. They wouldn't let me put the live for kids. My live is not for kids. Let me see. So, guys, the links to each and every one of these videos are down here. That's all I'm going to play for that news clip right there. Let me do this real quick. Make sure y'all share, guys. Help a shorty out. Let's make it to my channel real quick. Should have saved the changes. I'm not sure if it did. Let's find out. All right. Let me see. And flies. Give me 1 second. Blessings, young Rios. Blessings. All right. So I just set the reminder. I mean, not the reminder. I just set. I just shared the We Live. Hopefully, people, they hit the link. All right, let's get back on topic, right? I'm about to show y'all a clip from Papa Duck, right? And I'm gonna show y'all a little video called "The Titanic Secret of the Jackal." All right, so this video is gonna kind of explain the the history of the Titanic, the people that was in the Titanic, some of the people that was in the Titanic, and much more. But I want to also give a big shout out to Papa Duck, right? Because he explains a little bit of this video. So let's get to it real quick. The reason I want to show y'all Papa Duck's video is because, to me, in my opinion, I feel as though that Papa Duck right here, they're not on my regular stream, y'all. Snap. Oh, let's continue. Damn, I'm not on my regular stream here, so I can't even play the disclaimer. Hey, screw it, buddy. Everybody, make sure y'all subbed up. Make sure y'all share the video. Hit that like button. Help a shorty get into the algorithm. And let's get to the video. But like I was telling y'all, Papa Duck, he has a real. I got to piggyback off Papa Duck. Papa Duck, shout out. Listen, I hope you don't, give me a strike or a copyright. But let's do it.
Man, what I'm about to tell y'all, man, it's going to come to a shock. All this submarine sinking. You're talking about a submarine that sunk to go see a boat that sunk by design. Yes, the Titanic was supposed to sink. And I'm going to break this all down to you because they put a lot of emphasis on this submarine story, bro. I say be careful of it's something it's some trickery going on. But listen, if you get the book called The Creatures of Jekyll Island, Jekyll Island is in Georgia. In 1910, all the rich families got the J.P. Morgans, the Rockefellers, all got together and created the Federal Reserve. See, the Federal Reserve ain't federal. It's ran by families. Like, this gonna blow your mind. Like I say, do your own research. It was a guy by the name of John Jacob Astor VI, right? Apparently, he was there to help create the Federal Reserve, but apparently he did not agree with how they was trying to create it and what they do. They get rid of you. They put him on the boat. They put him on the boat. Certain people got off that boat right before it was supposed to go out, because they knew it was finna sink. The crazy part about it,
I want y'all to pay close attention to what Papa Duck is saying, right? Because the video that I'm going to show y'all in a minute, after, Papa Duck is done talking, is going to show y'all in details, and it's somebody else, speaking on this video, what Papa Duck is talking about.
They sunk the boat and made millions in the fucking process. See, this is the type of people you're dealing with. When I say the devil, these are the people that you are dealing with. They sunk the boat, lives got lost because of their personal agendas, right? And made millions in the process. That's why I say, anyway, at the end of the day, you do your own research on this story on Jekyll Island. And the crazy part is they created the Federal Reserve. If you really go deep into the story on Jekyll Island, it was created on some like spiritual shit, the voodoo type shit. Money is the root of all evil and all this type of stuff. The power that's behind it is real demonic and spiritual. Like, you got to really get into the story. This is where the Indians did certain sacrifices with babies and certain stuff. Like, they really created this whole monetary thing based off from a spiritual aspect. Like I say, go deep into it. Like right now, you can go there to Jekyll Island. I think they do like tours, but there's certain places you can't go on that island. And this is the stuff they are not going to tell you in school. You feel me? So the Titanic, which they done sold us this whole story that, it sunk and blew the boo and made a fucking movie out of it.
And that's a fact. Papa Duck not lying on everything that he's saying right here. Listen, I may not agree to, everything that a lot of these content creators say and do, but one thing that I could say is when they're speaking facts, they're speaking facts. There's no, listen, they got the proof to back it up, right? And when you do your own research, you could tell that they're not lying. Listen, we just got to open that third eye.
So these are the people that we're all up against. So when I be trying to tell black folks, white folks, Indian, Spanish, Latino, I don't give a fuck. When I tell y'all, these are the enemies we are all up against. Get your head out your behind, get out your feelings, because we all have one common enemy. And the things that they're willing to do and how far they're willing to go to accomplish their agendas is far worse.
It's crazy because he's not lying. We're fighting the wrong war against each other. We're fighting the wrong battle. Let's put it like that. We're fighting each other when in reality, listen, we're not even prepared if war came. If war came, we'll all fucking, I swear to God, we wouldn't know what to do. We'll all die like flies. I swear to God. You want to know why? Because we're too busy killing each other. Too busy killing each other.
Surpass you can't fathom the shit that they will do and have done and going to do to accomplish their agendas. Okay, we talking Google. Google ain't just Google. If you look up the word Google, it really means an infinite number. And it's spelled Googol. See that? You see why I say you have to pay attention to all this stuff. They put it in hindsight, right in front of us. So look up the word Google, Goo.
Yo, Papa Duck, I agree with you 100%. The problem is that a lot of these people out here get too lazy and they don't want to do their research. And then they want to talk shit about the people that have done their research and bring them down and do all this shit. And then when shit hit the fan, what's funny is, right, they'll all start saying, yo, man, he was right. I'm mad I didn't listen. Like, you should have been woke the fuck up. For those that are asleep, stay the fuck in bed, y'all. Like, I really don't understand people. And I'm human too. Shit.
Googol, and it means an infinite amount of number to the 10th power. Though none of these people do benefit us. The sooner you understand that, the better you will become in this world, the better you can navigate through this world. Because for some reason, people really still wake up to this day thinking they supposed to hit the alarm clock, jump up, brush their teeth, brush your teeth. They the one put motherfucking some fluoride in the toothpaste. What the fluoride do to your mouth and your pineal gland? And it's connected to your sink.
And if y'all Google that too, y'all will find out that he's not lying. The stuff that's in our toothpaste is crazy, right? Every morning we wake up without realizing that we're ingesting just a little bit of poison in our body. Every morning and every night we go to bed.
Everything they market, they lie about. Marketing is nothing but high-end lying. That's all they do. They make shit look way better than it is. So by the time you make it to the store to purchase it, it ain't got none of you already sold. And it's just like the video I did earlier today. Like I tell y'all, neuroscientists make more money with marketing agencies because they know how to trick your damn brain. I know I'm a little off topic, but you know how that go. But anyway, man, these are the people that we're up against. Okay? And I want y'all to understand, man, we only got one life to live, and these people done tricked us out that bitch. Don't let them continue to trick us, a lot of us. Understand why TVs was created. Understand why influencers are created. Understand why the music business is the music business. It has nothing to do with making music to soothe the soul like it's supposed to from a spiritual level. No, it's there to create demonic patterns through music, through design. It's there to send our children to prison because you literally signing kids to rap about killing kids, and y'all talking about the crime rate. Do you know what that shit do to your brain, man? As an undeveloped child, 16 years old, listening to all this shoot 'em up, killer, bang, bang. What you think it's gonna do? What you think they gonna do? Go out and fix a sandwich? Oh, I say, man, until we become conscious of really what's going on, we're gonna continue to lose this battle, homie. I keep telling y'all, and I'm gonna say it time after time after time, because they've been duping you for the last 20, 30 years. You only watch my video 10, 15 minutes, so I had to keep repeating certain things a lot of times so you can get it. Just because you don't see bombs and fucking tanks and people running with hats on, don't think you are not at war. You're always at war. From the time your ass go to sleep to the time you wake up. You're at war for the shit you eat. You're at war for the things you know and don't know. You're at war for your children. You're at war for your mind. You're at war at all times. And no one questions what the hell, why are we even here? No one questions nothing. In the most important things, like this tree. That tree is more valuable than $1 million. We value shit that don't have no value. Everything is backwards. Backwards. Everything is backwards. Okay? We don't value the air we breathe. We don't value being able to walk in just free nature. But what we need to value is we got free will to come and get in between these people's agenda and go to war for real. Because it got to be a war. They're not going to stop what they're doing. They're not going to just jump off the throne and hand it to you. We're going to have to fight the motherfuckers. I'm talking about in a way where a lot of y'all going to be scared. But shit, what's the purpose of living here under somebody else's regime? I'd rather go ahead and bitch earn my death. And that's why I do what I do. So would y'all listen to my videos, liking them, comment and sharing and all that good stuff, man. Thank y'all so much. Please continue to do that because I need y'all help to spread this message like I tell y'all all the time. In order for you to be found, man, you must first be lost.
Yo, what pleasure. I'm going to always share Papa Duck's message, yo. Papa Duck is somebody that I could say that has a positive message out here. He's for the youth. You know, he's out here exposing a lot of things like a lot of other people out here. So shout out to Papa Duck. You know, because at the end of the day, I did a little more, deeper research listening to him. And I came across, let me see, it's called, and he speaks on it on this video. If y'all really paid attention to Papa Duck, he speaks on it. I went and did my research. This article is done by, well, not actually an article. This video is done by Robert Safer. I hope I said his name right. But he speaks on the Titanic, the secret of Jekyll Island. So basically on this video right here that I'm about to show y'all, blessings, Uncle L, blessings, it kind of explains a little bit about, the Titanic and much more. Listen, in certain situations, in certain situations, I could sit here and say that a lot of us overthink, or how can I say, go to the extreme when it comes to talking about our history and stuff like that. We don't really do our proper history. Like, I think a lot of people is just going by the movie when it comes to the Titanic and much more. Like I was saying when I first started this live, I don't know what made these 5 millionaires, get into the submarine and go all the way that deep, knowing what had happened. Listen, some people are just plain out that stupid, that dumb. Like, my condolences go out to the family. But once again, these people knew what they was doing when they got into the situation. They signed a waiver. And to me, I'm not sure, maybe, but in my own opinion, I think this is one way or a form of a distraction. Once I show y'all a little bit of this video that I'm about to show y'all, I'm going to go on Google and I'm going to show y'all, major incidents that happened in the year 1912. That was the year when the Titanic sunk. And a lot of things happened. So let's get right into this little, documentary that they got right here when it comes to the Titanic. Like I said, it's called The Secret of Jekyll Island. And it involves the Titanic. It involves, the Federal Reserve. And it will explain a little bit about the Federal Reserve too. So I'm not going to show this whole video because, like I said, I'm not trying to be on this live forever. So it is an open panel. If anybody wishes to hop on, give their perspective, they're more than welcome. Just let me know. But let's hop on to the video real quick. And by the way, the links are in the description box for anybody that wants to finish watching the videos or start the video from beginning to end. Whatever they wish to do with the video, the links are in the description box. So I'm hoping that y'all can see this, guys. Let me mute me, play a little bit of this video, talk. I do have to mute it so they don't copy strike me. This is not my original StreamYard. I do not even know why I started. Listen, the first time I got on, I logged into the regular page. I wasn't supposed to, but I did.
True story behind the sinking of the Titanic on its maiden voyage, I'd like to open with a tribute to a truth seeker who also tackled this subject before the modern internet age, and whose research impacted me on my own path when I first started peeking behind the veil, even if I don't share all of his same conclusions in my current perspective. Eustace Mullins passed away in 2010 and is still defamed for his politically controversial views, which have often been labeled as conspiracy theories, but seem to have been prophetic in hindsight. Mullins wrote about an elite class of globalist bankers that he claimed were behind many of the wars and depressions that adversely affect all people of all races worldwide. He wrote about the Federal Reserve, which came about in 1913, but tied it to earlier central banking systems, which he traces all the way back to biblical times. While I did not read all of his books and am not familiar with all of his theories, he has left behind numerous videos from conferences where he spoke out against what he believed to be corruption in finance, big pharma, academia, and the global media. Eustace claimed that several high-profile bankers had conspired to write the Federal Reserve Act for their own nefarious purposes and then induce Congress to enact it into law. That said, I appreciate his contribution in bringing attention to secret meetings held on Jekyll Island which took place in the early 20th century, shortly before the sinking of the Titanic and the subsequent formation of the Federal Reserve. century, being central to today's episode. Jekyll Island is located off the coast of the U.S. state of Georgia and is currently run by a self-sustaining, self-governing body. While it is owned by the state of Georgia since 1947, before that, much of its land was privately owned, beginning in the colonial era, with secretive events that took place on the island during the early 20th century being central to today's episode. At the end of November 1910, some of the most influential men in America gathered on Jekyll Island for a secret meeting.
I want y'all to peep how he did say secret events, which means events that occurred that happened in here that us, the people around the world, don't know about. So pay close attention. For those of y'all that are wondering what's going on, listen, I don't know why in their right minds anybody would try to do this. Like, we don't really know how deep that water goes and where it is. Like, listen, let me ask this one question, right? Let me ask you a question. What if somebody does manage to, reach the bottom of that water, right? Nobody knows what's actually at the bottom of the water. Like, when you finally reach the end, I don't think anybody has ever reached the end. They say there's dark holes down there. There's theories going around that there could be portals and much more. Listen, I believe the portal part. Like, I wasn't playing and joking around when I've been on different chats and stuff saying that, listen, that might be these these motherfuckers might end up in the past or in the future on some real shit. Like, right now, it feels like we're on an episode of, Spider-Man or something like that. Like, we're in an episode of Marvel and we're time traveling or something. The worlds are shifting. And listen, believe what you want. And like I said, those that are the fuck sleep can stay the fuck in bed. Because this shit is crazy. Like, the ocean is really a mystery, at least in the sky and shit like that. You can actually, with the satellites and stuff like that. And even though some of those have disappeared throughout time and crashed back down, but underneath the water, have they really reached the bottom? Have they managed to see what's all the way at the bottom? Like, could they see what's past them dark holes and dark spaces and much more? Can they really see? Like, come on. We all know the ocean. We all know the water is a mystery. Why they did this? Like, come on, we gotta start using common sense. I think some people just don't. Some people just want to go with what they call conspiracy theories and myths and stuff like that. You know what I think myths are? Things that cannot be proven. But these things can be proven. This can be proven. There's there's paperwork on it. There's history on it. Like, people actually witnessed. It's like, before I keep playing, it's like, I don't know if y'all remember years back that plane that disappeared and then out of nowhere it appeared back. What happened to that plane? Where did it go? In the sky. Like, what happened? They even made a movie. They made a show about it. But if you go by the movie and the show, you'd be confused. You would have to sit here and do deeper research to kind of figure out what happened. It's crazy how a lot of those people sat here, right? They got interviewed, documentaries happened, and they try to get rid of a lot of that. But people people still kept exposing until a lot of people was like, damn. And then more people kept doing their research and talking about it. So kind of like the truth is out there, but it's still a mystery. The same thing is with the Titanic and much more. It's just that people, y'all want to really go by the movies instead of doing your research. You know what's crazy? What's the problem here in the United States? The problem is we go by this goddamn main media that lies to us. That's why I think in London it is, and in other places out there, right? It's crazy how they know what the hell's going to happen to us before it happens to us because, they don't get lied to. Like, everything is exposed out there. But us, we get lied. Everything is censored, gets blocked, like, hidden until we start doing our own research. Key word, start doing our own research. Like I said, man, those of you that want to stay the fuck asleep, stay the fuck in bed. Let's keep watching the video.
Their names were Senator Nelson W. Aldrich, who was the leader of the Republican Party, Adam P. Andrew, who was Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Treasury Department, Frank Arthur Vanderclip, who was President of the National City Bank of New York, Henry P. Davison, who was also a prominent banker, Benjamin Strong, who was another important banker, and Paul Walbert, who, you guessed it, was another influential banker. The purpose of the secret meeting was to plan the country's monetary policy and establish a central banking system, which resulted in the draft legislation for what eventually became the creation of the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. Of course, there's a gap there from when the meeting took place in 1910.
Yo, but peep how the Titanic sank in 1912, and in 1913, all this with the Federal Reserve and the banks and all that was accomplished. Were there sacrifices? You know, could there be truth? Could there be some truth to that? Let's keep listening. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
And the establishment of the Federal Reserve in 1913, which I'll get into. But first, allow me to briefly define what the Federal Reserve is. Although it has the word federal in it, which by definition implies it has something to do with the central government, in reality, it is the name of a group of private banks owned by private citizens such as the Rothschild banking family that prints currency, then loans this paper currency to the United States on interest. So rather than the US government printing its own currency backed by gold or silver, as stated in the US Constitution, this legislation made it so instead the US borrows paper printed by a group of private bankers that collect interest on every dollar printed, backed by nothing. This ability to print and loan money on interest is what financed both world wars, drowning the nation in debt, and why $1 in 1913 is equal to $25 today.
Is y'all paying attention? Is y'all listening? Because this right here is teaching us a little bit about, you know, that dollar bill that everybody's killing each other for.
So in effect, we're financing our trade with China, trade with Japan by our Federal Reserve currency, which is neither federal, it's not federal any more than the Federal Express Company is a federal company. And it has no reserves because it doesn't need any reserves because it prints its own currency. If you could print your own money, what do you need of reserves? You just go and warm up the printing press and turn out another $10 billion. So, and finally, it's not a system. It's called the Federal Reserve System. It's not federal. It has no reserves. And it's not a system, but I'm the only person in the world who's ever defined it in my works as a criminal syndicate. And that's what it is. It's a criminal syndicate, just like the mafia, which is...
Did y'all hear that? All right, let's listen.
One of its subsidiaries, and the CIA and all the criminal syndicates work out of the Federal Reserve System, because that's what a Federal Reserve System is. A central bank is a group of bankers which have total control of a nation's economy. And they print their own money, print as much as they want to, and it eventually becomes worthless. And I defined in my work that a central bank's principal...
So in my opinion, he's basically saying that the U.S. money that we're using right now is worthless, is useless.
Role is for war finance, because war finance is the most profitable enterprise you can get into. And so if you're a banker, you're looking for the best investment you can make, which is a war.
Most intelligent people might think that this system is not only unconstitutional, but is unwise, resembling a Ponzi scheme, and designed to make a small group of bankers extremely wealthy at the expense of the working middle class, which gets stuck with inflation and debt.